Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be the best and meh products of 2018. There really wasn't like a lot of worst products. There were just some products that I wasn't crazy about. This year, it took a lot for me to be disappointed. I think companies they're just coming out with so much stuff, and I'm looking at so many reviews that by the time I get my hands on what I decide I'm going to pick up, I've done my research, so it takes a lot for me to dislike a product. But there were a couple products that I pretty much throughout didn't really go through the bottle just because they were that bad. I don't have some of those products with me because they didn't work, so I tossed them. But I will put up a picture right here. And as for my makeup, it is half done because today's the 24th, it's Christmas Eve, and we rented a big house and there's gonna be like 25 of us. So I am running around trying to get everything done, and I wanted to film this really quick because I don't think I'm gonna have time from now until the new year. I am actually doing 12 days of Christmas and 12 looks for the holidays, and I am doing a reindeer. So I will have a picture right here of what this finished look will be. So let's jump right in. There are a lot of products to talk about. I enjoyed a lot of products in 2018 just because I started my channel. So there are a lot of stuff that I loved, so narrowing it down was hard. And just because something didn't work out for me doesn't mean that it won't work out for you. Again, there wasn't anything that was horrible, but just maybe it just wasn't the best because of maybe my skin type, my undertones, my hair, and stuff like that. So if something didn't work for me, but it's a product that you loved, you know, awesome. Not everything works for everyone because we're all different, which is what makes us unique and beautiful. So I am going to start with hair products. In 2017, around the holidays, they had a lot of these Diva Curl kits, and I picked up the various kits. This is their original. I also picked up the one for wavy hair, and then I picked up the one for super curly hair. I do have really curly hair. I will insert a picture right here of my hair on one of its curliest days. So I tried out all three kits, and as you can tell, one kit isn't here. So starting off with the product that did not work for me was the super curly kit. And that didn't work for me because I have very fine hair, and it has so much protein in it that it just weighed my hair down. So that kit is definitely great for thick, luscious, curly hair, which I wish I had, but my hair is very, very baby fine. So that product didn't work for me. The Wavy Girl Curly Kit also didn't really work for me, but I wanted to mention it because for wavy hair, it's good. I kept that one because my stepdaughter has wavy hair. Now, the kit that did work for me and that I absolutely love is the original. This works really well for, I would say your everyday curls, not your big, fluffy, beautiful, which I wish I had fuller hair. This is more for like a wide range of just curly hair. It comes with the No Poo shampoo and original conditioner, the Build Up Buster, the Deep Sea Repair, and the Melt into Moisture mask. And this item worked very well for me. I would recommend it. There are other curly hair products that I love, like the Cantu and stuff, but that kit, everything worked really well together, so I did want to mention that. Now, the product that I tossed was I think it's like Mirror Curls Serum. That is the worst product, and I've tried so many other Diva Girl products since that, and that was one item that I was so disappointed in. And then I read the reviews, and it actually got really bad reviews too. But it's supposed to be like when you're done, you put it in your hair, but it's so thick that it weighed down my hair and it made it look dirty. And it takes a lot to make curls look dirty. To me, you can tell more when my hair is dirty when it's straight, and that product made my hair look filthy. That was probably the worst product of 2018, hands down. Now moving on to skincare. So I picked up a couple of kits that I love and I want to mention. One of them was a Drunk Elephant kit. I can't find the box anymore, but I will display a picture here. And it's a kit that came out in 2018 around spring. And I think this kit was great because you got to try I don't have the marula oil around me, but there was a little marula oil that came with it, and then these products. And these sizes are pretty decent. This is what got me into Drunk Elephant. And you got like half the size of the regular ones. And it came with the Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, and then the C Firm Day Serum, as well as the Sakari Baby Facial, and then the marula oil, which again somewhere floating around, but it was a really nice kit. And these kits, they're different every year. That kit I wish they would bring back, just because, you know, this you have to kind of use quickly. It's only 6 months, so I think that kit was amazing and it worked really well. I ended up getting a new kit with the larger size of the C Firma. Okay, another product that worked really well, and I'm kind of sad that there's so much going on with this company because this is a cheaper version. This vitamin C suspension, I've already picked up a backup to this. This is a really nice vitamin C serum. I really enjoy this because it works well under makeup. This one I use at night because it is a thicker and gritty formula, but it works on my skin the next morning, looks amazing. And this is only, I want to say, $6 or $7, as opposed to this, where the full size bottle, which is 1 fluid ounce, is $80. So this is a really good alternative. It's not something that I would recommend during the day. I haven't been able to use it under my makeup, but this really worked well. Another product that I love was this Power Couple Kit, and it came with the Good Genes and then the Luna Night Oil. I do believe it's still available at Sephora, and it's a really good way to try these two items out, and they work very well. My skin always looks so much nicer since I've started using these products. So, and just so that you can get an idea of the sizes, so this was a really good kit. Another item that I picked up, because I would hear about the Clarisonic and then the Ferrero, I think it is. So I went on Amazon, and a lot of people were talking about the Solo Mio, and I love this. This little bad boy here, if you can hear it. I bought this during the holidays last year, and I used it all through 2018, and it's just now dying. So the battery life on this, and it's a rechargeable, is insane. Like, it's just now dying. And I've been using this very consistently. I do notice a difference in cleansing, like when I use just my hands versus this. It does help with removing makeup. So this was a really, really good product that I picked up. So now the products that were meh, and by that I mean I just didn't think they were worth the money, or maybe I didn't like the effect it had on my skin. And this one I'm still testing out, but I've tried it different ways and I might be using it wrong. But this Ordinary Niacinamide 10%, I don't know if I'm putting this with something I shouldn't, but every time I put this on, I break out down here. And I thought it was my skin purging, but then once I got my skin normal again and I tried it, it broke me out again. So I don't know if I'm using this incorrectly, because I hear such good things about niacinamide clearing the skin, but my skin didn't like this one. It could also be just maybe this specific, maybe the percentage is too high. I'm not sure, but this did not work out for me. Another product that didn't necessarily do anything bad to my skin, I didn't see a difference, was this Ole Henriksen Vitamin C. I really wanted to like this product. This came in a kit as well. I really liked the night cream that it came with. It tightened my skin very well. I already finished that up, but that's something I would repurchase. This Truth Serum I wanted to like because it's cheaper than the Drunk Elephant Vitamin C Firma Day Serum, but this I just didn't notice a difference. When I put on the Drunk Elephant, my skin looks brighter. It looks more luminous. This just didn't really do anything for me. So this is something that I didn't care for, and I'm glad I got the kit because it just didn't work out for me. So to prep the skin, I have been absolutely loving one primer. This again is not new in 2018, but I discovered it in 2018 after Tati Westbrook talked about it, and it's become my favorite primer. I used to use the Benefits pore minimizing primer because that was a cult favorite, and I've found so many better ones since then. And the one that is my favorite right now is this Clean Slate Timeless Smooth Priming Primer. This primer is absolutely amazing. I just picked up the Tatcha kit that comes with the mini, so I'm going to be trying that out in 2019. But for 2018, that it would have to go to this one. I absolutely love this primer. It really does an amazing job of filling in my pores. I don't have a primer that I absolutely dislike just because, well, actually I do. There was a primer that was in my July favorites. Another reason why I don't like to do monthly favorites anymore. And when I kept using it, I realized I didn't like it at all. And that is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I'll put a picture up of it right here. I didn't like that one. I ended up loving the Backlight. The other one, the brown color. The purple one, it just, when I used it, I thought I liked it. It gave me this glow to my skin, but it did absolutely nothing. It was like putting on just basically a nice glowy liquid, and then throughout the day I felt greasy. So I didn't enjoy that. I enjoyed it in the beginning, and then the more I wore it, the more I realized I didn't like it. It wasn't doing anything. I do enjoy the Backlight one. It's a little bit thicker. It helps with filling in my pores. It isn't my favorite primer, which is why it's not in the best of 2018, but I did enjoy that one. But I did not enjoy the First Light Priming Filter. Two concealers, and these are not new, that I tried in 2018 that I do love. Now, one of them was actually a dislike for me, which is why I don't do my monthly favorites anymore. I'm going to be changing that in 2019 to my current favorites after I use them for some time, because I've changed my mind on different things time and time again. And that is the Tarte Shape Tape. I did not like this when I first tried it at all. And then I watched a video that Emily Noel did where she talks about putting just the littlest triangle of this, especially because she's more of my age range. And she said that worked out. So I was putting it on like the young girls were, and it was making my under eye look very creepy and making me look older. But once I figured out how to use this, I really, really enjoyed it. And then another favorite of mine, this one is not new as well, but I absolutely love this concealer, is this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is my everyday concealer, and I use medium peach, which is not like a light color. It's basically my color, which I prefer for work. I don't like that luminous look that I use at night. I prefer to have more of just a healthy glow. So this color is pretty close to my skin color, and I absolutely love this concealer. Setting powder. So this is definitely not a 2018 product, but I finally broke down and bought it just because I was using the Maybelline Fit Me powder and I was enjoying it. And then I picked up, again, a cult favorite. And I didn't want to like it because it's expensive, and I prefer to find dupes when it comes to everything but eyeshadows. But I ended up loving this product, and that is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I love this powder. If you have mature skin, mid to going on late 30s and over, I think this is a great product. It's just so finely milled. It just does not get into any of your wrinkles or anything, and this is just a very, very beautiful setting powder. I do have several setting powders that I will be trying out to see if maybe I can find a cheaper alternative, but I am enjoying that one. Another setting powder, this is a very old setting powder, but I tried it in 2018 because everyone talks about it on YouTube, and that is the original Airspun Loose Setting Powder. This is like, if you're gonna go into drugstore, this is the one to get. I did not like this. I like the smell of it. Reminds me of my grandma. I love that. So this is, I'll use this like on my shoulders or my body just for powder. This did not work as a setting powder at all. If you're gonna use a drugstore powder, I would recommend the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder. That's a really good affordable powder that I enjoy. Another setting, and then it will go into bronzers and blushers that I love. Best of 2018, and I've been using this nonstop since I got it, and I've only got it like a month ago. It's Hourglass Ambient Light Edit Unlock Palette. Now this was limited edition. I don't know if it's still available, but this is the products that I enjoyed of 2018, and I hear that they come out with these every year. So next holiday they'll come out with it, and then you know you can pick up that version. But this item, oh my god, it's so stunning and beautiful. I absolutely love this. It's not anything like bam. This is an everyday luminous glow from within that you could add to your glam looks, but it's just something that you can use every day as well as for a night out. So I absolutely love this item. We'll go into blushes, and I do think that all of these colors are available in singles, so that's why I'm going to show it. This palette, this became one of my favorite blush palettes, and that is the Becca Blushed with Light palette. I got this on clearance after the holidays for like $17. This palette is amazing. My favorite color in here is Songbird. I went ahead and picked up the full size when Ulta had them on sale for half off. And I don't really have a worst blush because most of the blushes that I had, I mean, there were a few that I got in like my BoxyCharm that I wasn't enjoying. It wasn't worth like bringing that up. So now highlighter was hard trying to pick out my favorite because I really enjoyed, I'm going to mention these. I really enjoyed the Dose of Colors, and I really enjoyed the Ofra, but I did narrow it down. So, I mean, it was hard because I love highlighters, and Ofra has an amazing, amazing formula. So I did want to mention Rodeo Drive and Blissful, and then I wanted to mention the Dose of Color, the color Fuego. So I narrowed it down to two, and these two are probably the ones that I reach for the most, and that is the Anastasia Amrezy. I believe that this one's limited edition, but they did bring it back, so it's available right now. I don't know for how much longer. This is a really, really beautiful gold. It's a very beaming one that you can build up. So this is one that I reach for a lot. And then this one I just recently started loving, and this is the Fenty Kilowatt in Hustler Baby. I love this highlighter. I got the mini, and it is become one of my favorite highlighters just recently. I reach for this all the time since discovering that I love it. So the highlighter that did not wow me, I still enjoy it, but it just did not wow me, and it's luxury, is this Bobbi Brown highlighter. Again, there aren't any like horrible products that I tried, especially in the makeup. So I'm mentioning this one because if I can save someone some coins, I will. This wasn't all that. I'm just not crazy about it, and for the price, it's just not worth it to me. There are better highlighters out there in the low to mid range that are just better than this one. So for bronzers, there's just so many that I really enjoy, but one that I've been using every day is this Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze in medium. And this bronzer is so beautiful. If you want like a very natural bronzed look, this bronzer is gorgeous. I really love Bare Minerals. I've been using them for like 10 years now, and I really enjoy this bronzer. It just gives you the most natural look so that you don't have too many harsh lines, and it builds up very beautifully. For 2018, I discovered my love for liquid lipsticks, because when I tried liquid lipsticks in 2017, when it was like the big thing, I didn't like them, and I stopped trying them until Ulta had their sale. I don't know if it was just their 21 days or when it was, but they had a sale on the Dose of Colors, and I saw so many reviews on how that formula is the best. So I picked up like 4, and it's probably the only liquid lipstick that I do enjoy. There are a few that I can tolerate. I tried Ofra recently in a BoxyCharm, but I would say this is my favorite. And the color that I absolutely love is this Merlot color. I like to wear red, but red tends to feather on me. And I finally found the liquid lipstick in the perfect red color. I like blue red color just because, you know, it whitens your teeth and makes your smile look more beautiful. So this has been one of my favorites. When I do wear red, this is what I reach for. Again, I have red lipsticks that I enjoy, but they just after a time they feather. This one stays put, gives you that nice clean line, and I've really been enjoying this liquid lipstick in 2018. Next up are some mascaras. Now, the worst mascara for me, there was one that I did not enjoy that everyone liked, and that was, I believe it was L'Oreal who made it. I will have a picture of it here, but it's that Voluminous Lash Paradise that was supposed to be like the dupe for Better Than Sex. I don't know if the one I got was bad. It flaked on me so much that I just did not enjoy it. So that one I would say was the worst for 2018 for me, but I really enjoyed these two. I got these two minis, and it's the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara and the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I got both of these on points. And usually what I do is when I enjoy it, I wait for it to go on sale. So the Benefit Roller Lash actually went on sale at Ulta for $12, which is typically, you know, mascaras are anywhere. The ones that I enjoy at drugstores are typically $8 to $12. So that was great. I picked that one up. And if I ever see this one on sale, I'll go ahead and pick that one up. So these two mascaras have been my favorite mascaras of 2018. I've recently tried the, I think it's the Lancome Monsieur Big that everyone talks about. That one was an okay mascara. I'm not mad that I picked that one up on sale. The products that I enjoyed the most in 2018 have been palettes. I, in 2018 alone, racked up like 20 something palettes. So I might do like a best and worst palettes in the new year because I've tried out a lot. So it was really hard narrowing these down. So I narrowed it down to 6 palettes. Again, I picked up a lot. I picked up like 20 something. I'm going to start with the palettes that didn't wow me. And I did a declutter video, which I'll have linked down below. And they're just palettes I don't reach for as much. So there's nothing wrong with them. They're not the worst palettes, but they're just not my favorites. And when I do my next declutter, they are kind of up on the chopping block. So the first one I'm going to mention is a little hard for me because this is the Zodiac palette by ColourPop. I love ColourPop and I love Kathleen Lights. I mean, I love her Dream Street palette. It's probably one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. This palette I've done a couple looks with, and the formula's there. It's just, it doesn't, I don't know what it is. Like, I thought that this different color scheme was just going to inspire me, but it's just not one of my favorite palettes. I don't know if it's the color story or what it is. Again, I really, really loved her Dream Street palette. I wasn't crazy about this palette. I did create a look and filmed it. It was my family picks my zodiac sign. And I like the look I came up with, but since then it's just been hard for me to really come up with looks using this palette. So this is just an okay palette to me. Another palette that I just don't reach for all the time. I do think the formula is amazing on this palette, but I have so many neutral palettes that I reach over this one, is this Persona Identity palette. I got this one on sale, so I'm not too upset with it. It does live in my everyday work vanity, but I don't pick this one up as much. I'm gonna see if I pick it up more in the new year, and if I don't, then it is going to be decluttered. And these two palettes, the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection, I picked up the Dark Magic palette and then the Armed and Gorgeous palettes. I'm just not crazy about the formula. I do love the color stories in both of these palettes, but I didn't feel like it came close to her 35 pan that she came out with before this one. And these are supposed to be the colors that supposedly she didn't pick. And Again, I really enjoyed the color story on these, but they're just palettes that I feel like I have to work harder to get the look I want. And I did feel like after wearing one of the looks I did using the Dark Magic palette, I did feel like I got a little bit of raccoon eyes towards the end of the night. It was a very dark look, and I've done looks like that with other palettes of mine, and I just feel like the wear on these, now I did these palettes are like $15 each, and then I got $3.50 off. These palettes were very inexpensive, so I do think that they're okay for the price. They just, to me, didn't live up to the quality of her other 35 pan palette that she came out with before this one, which I enjoy. And that one actually was probably my favorite palette of 2017. It's probably my most used palette in my collection, which I found one that I enjoy more now. I just didn't really care for these. So before I move into my top 5 palettes, I'm going to mention this one, and that is the Nervina palette. I absolutely love Anastasia palettes. I have the Soft Glam, the Sultry, the Nervina, the Modern Renaissance, and I just picked up the Prism palette and the Subculture palette. So I have a good number of her palettes, and I absolutely adore them. The Nervina palette, I love the color story. This is just not one of my top favorite ones because it suddenly got quieter. I just realized that my dryer has been on this whole time. I just wanted to mention this one because it was hard. I was going between this one and another one, which I'm going to name. Now I'll go into my top 5. But this palette, the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. I picked this palette because I think this palette is very unique to my collection. Yes, the neutrals are not unique, but these shades right here, these like jewel chrome, the different glitter shades, are absolutely gorgeous, and I love this palette. I've used it several times during my various seasonal holiday looks on Instagram that I do, and I really enjoy this palette. I did a good job with this one. All right, so 2 of my favorite palettes of Anastasia. This is where I was going back and forth. I really enjoyed this one, but as soon as the Sultry palette came out, it quickly became one of my top 2. So my top 2 favorite of Anastasia are the Soft Glam and the Sultry. I mentioned this in my other video that I did. What video was that? Oh, my holiday haul. Soft Glam, I love. I use this palette for my everyday look. This palette is amazing because both of these palettes are amazing. I can't talk. So these are 2 of my top favorites because this is more of your neutral warm tones, and these are more of your neutral cool tones. So neutral warm tones, neutral cool tones. So these 2 palettes are beautiful. Yes, you have black in both of them and then some of the other ones, but that does not bother me. I love that I can create a look using this one and not have to reach into this one, and vice versa. These 2 palettes are easily on the top 5 of my list because I can wear them to work. I can wear them on a night out. They are just gorgeous palettes, and I really enjoyed them. One is new, but I've already used this one several times. And the formula is the same, so I know that the quality is the same. And then this one, since I got it in my birthday month of March, I had treated myself to this. I've been using this one a lot too. So the Dose of Colors I love for the uniqueness. Those I love because they're more of your everyday neutral, cool to warm tones. And then this next one that I'm going to talk about is, to me, your all-in-one palette. If you can only choose one. That palette used to be the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now this one has replaced that one, and that is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I think Urban Decay killed it with this palette. This palette is perfect if you just want one palette that has a little bit of everything. It has your neutrals, it has colors. The colors are not too bright, so if you're intimidated by bright colors, these are great because, you know, the colors are not anything like too bright, which I enjoy bright colors, but some people don't really like to create with that. But this is a great way to do colors in a more subtle way. I love this palette, and if I only got to keep one palette it would be this one, just because you have a variety. And then it has a black, which is really good. So you can really do everyday looks as well as glam looks. Also the formula and just everything about this palette. The packaging, the large mirror. I mean, this palette is amazing. My favorite palette of 2019, and it's my favorite palette because of the color story. This palette, the formula, the color story is just, and that is the Melt Cosmetic Gemini palette. I love this palette. Now, of course, this isn't a color story that I can use all the time, which is why if I could only choose one, it would be the Urban Decay one. But this is like my favorite palette. Some of my favorite eye looks that I have created have been with this palette. Put up my Maleficent photo that I did for Halloween that I was very proud of. I love this palette. It's my favorite palette of 2019. And yeah, I think that's it. Tried to go as quickly as possible. A lot of 2018 was palettes. I mean, I think palettes was the one thing that was coming out left and right. That will do it for my 2018 favorites and not so favorites. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me and haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed and click that notification bell so you know when I upload. And until next time, guys, bye.